So Microsoft just finished their press conference. Overall initial reaction.
It blew me out of the water.
It blew you out of the water. All right. Well, I think that's exactly what Microsoft needs is to blow people out of the water at this point. Admittedly, I'm actually pretty impressed as well. I think they did really well. Did they convince you to buy a Scorpio?
I'm on the fence because I don't know. I don't have a 4K TV.
No, the follow is for this.
So I'm not sure yet. I mean,
right click filter.
I get the graphics, but I think there'd have to be something maybe a little bit more.
Yeah, so it seems
I'm
like
on the fence.
It really seems
the next
like
couple weeks
for them just trying to sell Scorpio. Seemed like it was exclusively to the 4K output, the graphical awesomeness.
I'm using the TV I've had for I don't know, feels like forever. So.
See, now I think that's one of the most interesting questions. Okay, it's like 4K looks great. 1080p isn't really that bad either, and I'm not sure if the 4K push is going to help enough.
If you have, I mean, if for people who have 4K and 4K TVs, I mean, if you want to continue on that, I think it's absolutely.
Miss Wizard, cancel that. Right click webcam. Yeah, that second box, that one right there, webcam. Right click. Down at the bottom.
For $500,
filters,
same price as an original
Chroma key,
Xbox
turn it off.
One.
There you go. Thank you.
You're paying the same price you paid for the Xbox One.
Exactly, and I think that's one of the best things about it. I remember reading this tweet. I heard this tweet earlier today, and it confused the heck out of me. One second, let me pull it up.
Stop you for a second.
Okay.
While you do that, Sheriff C wants to know if you guys will be back for Bethesda.
Yes.
Absolutely, we will be back for Bethesda. Bethesda is going at 11 p.m. Central Time tonight. That's Central Time. You're going to want to check out your own schedule. Actually, I'm going to drop you the schedule in chat.
So it'll be 12 p.m. or 12 a.m. for the East Coast, obviously. And if you're ahead of that,
you might have to copy and paste that link.
Yeah.
So yes, we will be back for Bethesda's later tonight, which I am very, very excited about. But I remember I read this tweet earlier today. Don't click my thing. From Ryan McCaffrey. He's a guy at IGN. He said, sadly, my gut reaction was correct. He's talking about Geoff revealing the Scorpio price at $499. He said, also, we will have reached peak brand / corporation tribalism if you see fans celebrating or defending this later today. And I thought that was really odd because I'm like, actually, did you really expect it to be anything less than $500? To be honest,
that's exactly what the Xbox One sold for. So what
it's got to copy.
You're
you gotta
getting
copy and paste the link.
If you believe all the graphics, you're getting a more powerful console for the exact same price I paid when
Xbox
One released.
Exactly, absolutely, and that's how I felt. I'm not really irked by it. I really did expect a $499 price tag. I
expected it to be more.
And I kind of expected it to be slightly more as well. I kept telling people, I think bare minimum this will be $499. There's no way it's less than $499. Okay, here we go. I did find the actual page. Here's the link, so you can convert that for your own time. It does show a lot of different time zones on there, but the new link is in chat, so I know we couldn't copy and paste that one. I don't know why it's broken, but it works on my computer. I don't know. But yeah, Microsoft I felt did really well. They really came out with games
in probably years.
It's been a long time, and I think them coming out strong with games like that is it's what they needed.
42 games that were shown. Granted, there was obviously a montage. We get that, but still.
Miss Wizard, did you want to list off some of those games so we can kind of just briefly discuss them?
List here too. I mean,
Mike, I one.
Let's unlock my thing here if it will read my fingerprint.
I mean, here you go.
Oh, well, thank you.
And then Mike
okay, so we did get confirmation for the Xbox One X.
Yeah, that's our Scorpio. I mean, we're going to have to start wording that one. That's going to be new.
Yeah. I thought it was funny because...
Is it smaller than the Slim?
It's smaller than the Slim.
I mean, if take your Xbox One controller, if you have it, and sit it on something, and it showed that it was barely bigger... Like it barely fit the Xbox One controller to begin with.
Yeah, actually, I did want to do a small exercise. Just go ahead.
Yeah, I was surprised that it was that small. Though, granted, I know most consoles start off big and then slowly make their console smaller. So yeah, that's.
So for example, for scale, This is an Xbox One. It's a bloody DVR box, giant old-fashioned style sized VCR. There's a controller for scale there.
You can see
The Xbox One is a beast, and it's now hurting my wrist to hold. So the Xbox One Scorpio being quite a bit smaller, I'm sure is a relief for some people. It should look a lot nicer on your shelf compared to this giant VCR.
biggest concern with that now. I know when the Xbox One came out and the PS4 and all them, you had trouble. Certain times, I don't think you really had trouble finding an Xbox One.
Yeah, no, I don't think there's ever
when
been
I
a
was
production
working,
issue.
There was
anyway.
never hard time finding Xbox One. So I'm wondering how the availability. Now, when it comes out, am I able to walk in, let's say, a month later during Christmas and still buy an Xbox One X?
That's a really good question. So first of all, it does release November 7th, but I mean that is right around the holiday season, and they did kind of say that this would be a premium gaming box. It's for the premium
yeah, so are
gaming
there only
experience.
going to be a limited number? That's
I highly
that's
expect
gonna
that,
be,
yes.
And that's going to factor into me, okay, do I want to buy it? Because, if that's the case, I'm going to have to get a 4K TV.
Yep.
Those aren't cheap. I don't even
Exactly.
know. I couldn't even tell you the base price. Granted, you have...
Would it look okay if you don't have a 4K TV?
It's-
Absolutely.
They do talk about how it will increase the visual fidelity of 1080p games, which, I would like to see for my own eyes, to actually experience.
I was never one that was good at graphics. I've slowly over the years I can see it, but I'm to the point where when I'm playing, so let's say Mass Effect Andromeda, and someone walks through and they're like, "Whoa, what are you doing? Is it a game? Is it real?
Yeah.
It looks like a movie."
Yeah.
It's you continue to blur the lines. So.
It's amazing, I mean, that's been the talk ever since, every time a console generation kind of jumps,
And it showed
makes
that in the
jump.
beginning of their thing. They showed 2001 when the Xbox released and
Yeah.
how it all got better and better. So.
Exactly, and it's amazing to watch these kind of jumps. Just, I think it's gonna look amazing. I'm really
didn't-
excited to see these 4K games. I'm curious if I should pick one up myself, to actually or to buy the Scorpio.
And there's two more questions that just for the X that again will factor in. Didn't mention anything about a Kinect. I don't know
Oh, yeah.
how they feel or
I
what
think-
that is.
I honestly think Kinect is dead. I think it'll work with it, but at the same time, I think it's
literally
it's
I
dead.
use my Kinect to ask Cortana what to do. She never listens to me. She's as bad as Siri and all the other ones. So, but then the second thing was, all right, if let's say the Xbox One X is out, it's late November. If I go into a store to buy a game, Forza 7, let's
Yeah, yeah.
say, what's going to be on the case? Is it going to say Xbox? Is it going to say Xbox One? Is it going to? Are they all the same? It's still
I
a
think
disc,
it'll be
right?
under. Well, as much as they've been talking about, okay, for example, they say all Xbox accessories and games will work with the Xbox
So
One
I'm
X.
assuming it's just
The Xbox
like
One
a one
umbrella,
S,
essentially.
It's like an S, but just super vamped. With
Yeah.
It. Okay.
Yeah, so
So it's like an added. It's a new console. It's not a new console. It's just an upgrade.
it's
It's not a
a
new generation.
it's like the new 3DS kind of.
Yeah. Okay.
Only I guess this will look better. Addressing chat a little bit.
Yes, I apologize. What do we
Oh,
got?
no worries. Mondia says, "Oh boy, 1 a.m. Bethesda for me." Oh
Yes,
no.
I apologize. But I don't know why. What is Bethesda?
Bethesda is going at 11 p.m. Central
They
Time.
better have something good.
Meaning, hey, you, Mr. Joe, Eastern Time, you're looking at 12 a.m.
It'll be tomorrow
You
for
actually
you.
should read his comment because he said that he won't.
Yeah, he says I have to work in the morning. I can't I can't stay. I'm sorry. Can't say I will probably be here for Bethesda,
Yeah.
and I totally
Mr.
understand.
Joe, I gotta work too.
All right. So Xbox One X, November 8th. Forza 7 was announced.
Yeah.
Again, I played Forza 6. You bought
I
Forza
bought
5.
Forza
which kinda-
5.
Love it. If graphics are fantastic.
I admit, when I bought my Xbox One, there wasn't any games out for it at the time,
That
other
was-
than cross-generational games. So I grabbed that. I did want to see the quality of my Xbox One, so I grabbed Forza 5. And
The best way to show
looks great.
graphics would be through a Forza game.
Yeah.
We got Metro Exodus.
that was exciting.
I've never
Man, I was
played a
sitting there, I'm
Metro
like, this
game.
looks like Fallout.
Yeah,
And I haven't played
I've never
Metro
played
yet.
a Metro game. My big one, Assassin's Creed. I know somebody who was on there talking about it.
Mega Quasi is a huge
Yes.
Assassin's Creed fan.
That looked fantastic, absolutely.
Phone is stupid.
And you'll notice a lot of these games actually come out before the X. So like Assassin's Creed is the 27th of October.
Yeah.
What else we got? PlayerUnknown Battlegrounds.
So that's a big hit. That's pretty awesome. It's been really taking over Twitch, and I'm sure it's going to be
The
picked up on
Mixer
Mixer at
with
this point.
yeah.
So they were kind of talking about this odd new concept, and this is because it's Microsoft, where they have games that actually interact if they're being streamed on Mixer, or that Mixer itself, the platform, which is owned by Microsoft, will have some kind of interaction with these specific games.
It affects the gameplay.
I don't know if it affects the gameplay so much as, like, if it knows you're playing this game, it can have, like, maybe it shows the score
They said
automatically
people,
on the
if you
screen
watch
for
in
the
the
stream.
Anthem trailer, they said they joined via Mixer. So
Yeah.
there's the Deep Darkness Galactic. I don't remember that one honestly because there's so many games.
Yeah.
State of Decay 2. I didn't think State of Decay 1 did very well.
I think it was one of those, like, hidden gems of the generation.
Okay.
I heard a lot of people really like that game, but at the same time, I hadn't heard much of it at all. But it is pretty popular. I know a lot of people are going to be excited about State of Decay 2.
Darwin Project.
So that was clearly some kind of battle arena style game in vein of, like, the Hunger Games or something like that. Or
One of the biggest things.
there's a few games on Twitch like that.
Minecraft. The unified all platforms.
I like that a lot. Now, I did not see PlayStation. I assume it does work with PlayStation.
It said consoles. They made a PlayStation. I remember that Minecraft was all on Xbox. It was on computer. People would come in and ask, well, it's not available. And then eventually they made the PS4 version. But obviously Microsoft owns them, thus, but I do believe it'll go to PS4. It's a moneymaker. Why not?
I
Yeah.
have
Let
a
it go.
question. What this was saying DLC is added to Mixpot. Like, what the heck is Mixpot?
I didn't know what they meant by that.
Is it only exclusive for Mixpot?
I don't-
Something. I couldn't catch it.
I don't know. I
There
don't know
was
what they
there
were
was a
doing.
mixed pot I thought it was like a raffle, not a raffle, but you know what I'm saying.
Oh, that's what they were. I
Like,
did saw that. I saw there was a giveaway.
Oh, okay.
Giveaway, thank you.
Oh,
Yes,
okay.
I apologize.
Yeah,
Couldn't
yeah,
think of the
yeah.
word.
But DLC is only for them.
You had the Dragon Ball Fighter Z. I'm a Dragon Ball Z fan, but I like the new ones. I'm not the side by side.
Which I did see was coming out early 2018.
Yes, and a lot of their stuff was only fall of this year or early 2018. There wasn't really anything that was major. Let's see. Last night, Artful Escape, Code Vein, Sea of Thieves. That's a big one.
Oh
But
my
Stars,
goodness.
That's the one I want. And that's
I
the
did
one I want.
I did want to say hello, welcome to the stream, the Jacob. He says, how much did you pay Mr. Clean to join the stream? Heart.
You
He
know,
dropped a heart emoji.
my grandpa looked like Mr. Clean.
Yeah.
Dead on. He
Hey,
wore the
guys.
white shirt and everything. It's uncanny.
That's amazing. Welcome back to Jacob.
All right, what else we got? Tacoma. I don't know much about Tacoma. You seemed
Tacoma-
excited to see that one.
So Tacoma, if you've ever seen
That was August 2nd.
yeah, that's coming up really, really soon. If you've ever played Gone Home, it's similar in that kind of style.
I haven't played a lot of these those art style games.
Some people on Steam
Personally, I've
rudely
never-
would call them walking simulators.
Yeah, I can see that. I have a lot of Steam games. I don't think I have in many of those, though. I know that they have a very, very, very good following. Very,
Yes.
very fantastic games.
Most certainly.
You got your Cuphead. I think everyone was excited about
So
that.
yeah, people have been really excited about Cuphead.
September 29th.
Mondi said at Mr. Joe, Saturday morning game tunes with Cuphead sounds too fitting. Mr. Joe said, "Oh yes, I'll be doing some Saturday morning game tunes with Cuphead. This game looks awesome." So I think that would be awesome. I would love to join you on that. Just check that out. And it seems like your roster of games, or at least the style of games that Mr. Joe you would like to play, is expanding in the future here. So I'm very excited about that. We did see Super Lucky's
Yep,
Tale
Super
or
Lucky's
something like that.
Tale.
Miss
I
Wizard
want
is
it
very
so
excited about that
bad.
game.
Kind of reminded me of Sonic.
Yeah.
Crackdown 3, that's, I know, a major one that's coming.
Del Bradian, welcome back. He says, hi, guys from Scotland. Welcome, man.
Hello.
Welcome. We just finished up Microsoft's E3 press conference. You were just talking
What
about...
time is it over there in Scotland?
What time is it in
it's
Scotland?
Early.
I mean, it's currently 6
I think
p.m.
we're talking
U.S.
to the
Central
future.
Time.
I think we're talking to the future.
You think so?
I think so. Britain was, I think they're like 6 hours ahead of us.
Yeah.
So, be close. Like I said, Crackdown.
Crackdown. My goodness, I'm really excited to actually try that game. Like, I don't know much about the actual series, other than it looks like a giant battle arena. But it does look like a lot of fun. I'm excited to finally get it. Did we get a release date for that?
November 7th.
Oh, right, this year.
There's a handful. Ashen, Life is Strange Before the Storm.
Yeah, so Life is Strange.
Episode 1 of 3.
Episode
Yes,
1 of
thank
3.
you. That's what that
so
one
it is
was.
an
That was
episodic
Like a
style
Telltale
game.
Games, that you had the release date was like in a couple months, I think, for Life is Strange. August 31st.
Megan
Wow.
says, so when is I can't say
Bethesda.
Bethesda's
Bethesda's
Bethesda.
conference. So it's tonight at 11 p.m.
supposed to
Central Time. Mom, you did? Or no?
No, I want you to read this link.
All right, I just posted that. You can find the actual. There's a schedule block there. You can check it out.
There's a website. Just type in time zones. One of the first things that pops up is a fantastic website I've used. It'll tell you time zones all across the
Why do I
world.
bother?
So
Good
you
job,
can
Andre.
find-
Mr. Joe says, yeah, at first when they just showed the character's ears and tail, I thought it was tails.
So did I.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
100% agree.
Was going to shriek like a girl if it was Sonic game.
There is a new Sonic game where you actually get to create your own character. I saw it.
Yes,
They're
that's the
releasing.
new. Yes, we're
I'm
going to see more of it later in E3. That's Sonic Forces.
Yes.
I'm
Is
very
it
excited.
Forces?
It's something.
It looks cool. That's all I
Mondi,
know.
what's the name on that? But Sonic Forces, you can actually create your own Sonic character. I'm excited
that
about
was
that.
cool.
The Jacob says, oh my gosh, E3 EA was terrible.
Yes, it was. Do we want to discuss that a little bit?
Yeah, we can do that. I'm, as is well known, I'm a huge EA fan.
Yeah.
They own BioWare, my favorite game series of all time, game company. Every year I hype them up.
Yep.
Every year they fail.
Every
this
year.
year I felt, and it hurts me to say this, was the worst year ever. Like I don't even remember.
It was bad.
They told me that BioWare was gonna come on Microsoft. That was it. I was done. I
Yep.
checked out.
Yep. Wasn't that one of the weirdest things? They show like the worst teaser of all time for Anthem.
The biggest thing really that I took away from EA's press conference was that their sports games that they're doing are all now like 2K 2K basketball series have some kind of storyline. So
Yeah.
they're adding it to Madden, which is just going to increase the value, which is a cash cow, printing money. FIFA continues with their storyline. NBA Live, which is an EA, they have a storyline. That's some of the major stuff. And I know they ran over their. EA does a lot of their tournament
Yes.
space, which is becoming, like I said, a major thing. I know, like ESPN and sports networks like that actually are picking up e-gaming leagues.
Like,
not
admittedly,
just sports gaming leagues either. We're talking,
Exactly.
WoW, League of Legends, stuff like that.
and
So
admittedly,
that's
like
really what they.
I'm not like that big of an esports fan or anything like that, but at the same time, I think
would
it's
love to
really
try,
cool. I'm
yes.
excited to see
The
them
more and more-
picking up coverage for that kind of thing.
And there's a lot of mobile, console all across there. So yeah, EA. I don't even. Let's see.
I mean, they did close with something.
they had Battlefront.
Battlefront 2
was
and
really that's what they had going. They gave you Battlefield.
I want to go
FIFA,
back.
Madden.
I want to go back through our past streams, get a compilation of Nick and I screaming at our camera. God dang it, EA! Put some classes in there because that's what was wrong with the first game. Like
If
a
you
class
missed
system.
it, you need to check it out. If you're a Star
Exactly.
Wars fan,
If you're a Star Wars fan, you got to
this
check out the
is
Battlefront
what
2
we've
stuff.
been waiting for since 2007 when Battlefront 2 on the Xbox came out.
And you can
A
sure as
decade.
heck expect some like hype streams with us streaming some
100%
Battlefront 2
This
from
would
the
be
OG
fantastic.
Xbox with that major announcement.
Oh,
Backward compatibility with
that's-
original Xbox games. That means, yes, Miss Wizard, you'll get to play Whacked.
Maybe
Maybe.
we don't. We
gotta
can't
see if
guarantee
it's
it.
being in Microsoft Studio game. There's a good chance that'll be on the backward
you
compatibility
got-
list.
If you're a Star Wars fan, you had a boatload. You had Starfighter, you had Republic Commando, KOTOR.
The OG Xbox was one of the greatest Star Wars gaming platforms
and that's
ever
just
made.
Star Wars. I mean,
for sure.
you had.
I bought an Xbox.
I
like,
still have a box of Xbox games.
Yeah,
So
Just so you know, Del Radion. Is it Del Radion?
Del Radion.
Del Radion. It says midnight just now.
Midnight just now. Oh my God.
yeah, wow.
Good morning to you. Good morning from what are we in the past?
Yeah, technically,
past.
the 11th. We're on the 11th.
I'm happy you finally.
Happy Monday.
I'm happy you finally got to see some E3 press coverage
That
on
was
Monday.
actually good.
Yeah.
Microsoft. So now you get your 360s. You get your 360, and I'm assuming they're still going to expand that.
Yeah, I assume they're going to keep adding titles
And then
there.
Xbox. I mean, you get some of the major titles coming. I don't see the chat, so
So Del Radion says, I enjoyed Battlefront 1, but there was a lot missing from it, and I'm
Absolutely.
so looking forward to Battlefront 2. And I mean, we're some of the biggest Star Wars fans there are, and I mean, I could not be more excited just to see the direction they're moving
I'm
with
happy for
Battlefront
just
2.
you get all 3 generations too. I get
All
I
the
get
eras.
that.
It's like, yes.
And everything, all DLCs are free.
Yeah, and on top of that watching them they did this this live battle
30
essentially
minutes.
for like
It was like
30
30
minutes
minutes.
of live battle coverage of a match that they were playing, and they
Battle
did
of
it in the Battle of Theed in the original. I'm sorry, not the original, the prequel era, and it was awesome to see the battle droids going
Clones
around
and battle
versus the
droids.
clones and the battle droids.
And you had your different classes, and then you earn points based on your kills, your strategies, and then you could use those to pull in a starfighter. Or so it's nice to see that your progress will help you. You don't have to depend on being the best. You may not have the best top kills, but your progress is enough for you to get like a starfighter, flow around and start doing that stuff.
Exactly. So they had that. Was it a point system or a credit system?
Yeah,
or something?
the credit system.
That you
After
could
every
kind
time
of-
you die, you got a credit amount, and eventually you can buy things like a lot of them bought to be Darth Maul or play as Yoda. Or,
Yeah, they were playing from heroes from all eras, and
yeah.
I'm not sure like if they're going to even bother limiting it, or is that part of the fun? It's like you can pick whatever hero
why not?
you want.
Yeah, why not?
What does AF and all caps mean? Because Jacob said the speed of that clap was intense. AF.
As blank.
Yeah.
Oh! Thank you, Jacob. Mandu says, all DLC being free makes me worry about the
existence of a loot box system. Yeah,
Every dev and their grandmas are putting loot box system into their games.
So there is some major pros and cons to this. For example, I really, really love Overwatch. Overwatch is a fantastic game. All DLC for that game is absolutely free. That being said, there are in-game loot boxes for all sorts of different things. I am assuming they did talk about having microtransactions in Battlefront 2. DLC
every
being
game
free.
has microtransactions out.
Exactly.
Call of Duty does it. Battlefield has their version. Every game, all the major titles have some form of that. So,
and now this is a discussion for a whole nother day. The whole discussion of how microtransactions are
they
implemented.
didn't even show the single player, but they
didn't. They
we
talked
know,
about it, but
we
we
know
do-
about the you're playing as the Imperial, some major squadron.
Yeah. They did show off the. I'm sorry.
Syncs off.
The syncs out of whack.
What do you mean syncs out of whack?
It's okay.
I don't have the bell.
It's back.
What was I gonna say?
It was my computer lagging, I think.
Oh, good. It's just your computer. Okay, so as the game does come out, we will know more about the microtransaction system. But for now, just so people do know, there are good ways to do microtransactions, and there are bad ways to do it. For example, I think Overwatch does it very well. You earn loot boxes via leveling up, and you can open them, and you can get awesome skins. But you can buy the loot boxes.
Injustice, the DC like Mortal Kombat type of thing.
Yeah.
I have that game, and that does loot boxes, but you get them from completing certain levels in the main campaign. You get them from completing missions. That's how I think it should be done.
Like, I mean, if the loot boxes are exclusive to cosmetic items, that typically means that's a good thing. Overwatch does only cosmetic items. Now, you go into maybe the more clouded area of, like Call of Duty, for example, where they have weapons in there.
And it's so hard to...
And they have a flood of content that you'll never...
Exactly.
Your chances of getting these weapons are like dirt. That really frustrates me as a player. But, like, for example, Overwatch, I know, does only cosmetic items, and I'm totally okay with that. I really hope that Battlefront 2 does take the route of cosmetic only, but we'll know more about that at a later date. So far, though, the game does look like it's shaping up compared to its previous
being a
game.
real Battlefront, like
Yes.
an actual third Battlefront.
A Battlefront worthy of being in the series, to be honest.
Absolutely. So, what are your guys' games that you saw, at least today or tomorrow, or yesterday, my bad, that popped out to you guys? I know
yesterday we did see a little bit of Anthem, and now we actually saw a lot more of Anthem at the Microsoft press conference. That's definitely one of my most anticipated games.
Like I said, I read an article. I'm guessing it's going to be Destiny. Division.
Yes.
It's going to be that third. It's a third add-on to that.
And I
we've
brought up
seen
a-
how well those games have done.
Exactly, and I brought up a really good point about that. Like, you see that Activision has Destiny.
Activision,
You have
yep.
Ubisoft with the Division. EA does not have its mixed,
Its
what is it,
own
shared world or whatever.
Live service, however you want to
live
classify it.
service-based, shooter. And EA's finally getting in on that, and it's coming from BioWare of all companies.
It's going to be, and that's the biggest thing for me is I'm a huge BioWare fan, and it's all about the story. When it comes to a lot of games, you have to tell me a good story, and BioWare does that the best. And they said that despite doing this, they're still going to have your BioWare character development, your BioWare story. But it's going to be, I think it's going to be a challenge, but it's definitely something that's going to be interesting. It's 2018 too.
Yeah, I mean, it's
so
probably late 2018, I would assume.
No, I would assume early because
You think
remember
so?
EA has their fiscal quarter
You're right.
ends like Mass Effect Andromeda released in March. That's probably what I'm expecting because that's when their fiscal quarter ends. They usually bookend that with a big BioWare game such as Dragon Age.
I would love to see it release March of next year.
That
would be cool.
That would be an early estimate for me, barring
So-
I'm
anything.
gonna go over some chat. If you
Yeah,
can.
absolutely.
Okay, Jacob says transactions. Kappa face.
Yeah, we'll probably get microtransactions in Battlefront 2. I think they'd confirm that, to be honest.
Mandu says we need to know loading times for Battlefront 2, though. Wow, I wait for Battlefront 1 to finish loading next year, Kappa. Jacob says ban yourself.
Yes, Battlefront 1 does have some wicked load screens. I'm going to tell you right now, I fully expect that to not change at all. I assume they're going to still have the massive load screens. It is coming from the DICE developer, which does Battlefield, which also has massive load screens. I don't think that's going to change anytime soon. And we do see some benefits of that. After it is done loading, you have this massive Battlefield that just sits there. You don't have to worry about loading. The field is immense and amazing. But yeah, expect those load screens to stay.
Mandu says, come on, 3-minute plus loading times are worth tons of jokes.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Say hello to Alpha Fox.
Alpha Fox, welcome back, man.
Del Radion says, I'm a big fan of BioWare.
Thank
Good.
you. I like. See,
Happy to
we're
hear
friends
it.
again. We're friends automatically.
Alpha Fox says, coming from the PlayStation fanboy, Xbox E3 was 8 out of 10. They
right.
honestly surprised me more than I thought.
Absolutely.
I pretty much agree with you. I totally agree. I would have liked to see probably a few more bigger titles. I'm sorry. Before I even get into that, the last thing I did want to say about Anthem, is that because it is coming from BioWare, I am most certainly excited about that. I do have confidence in BioWare, and that was one of the biggest things lacking in Destiny. Its biggest weakness is
Yes.
its storytelling and its character
yeah,
development. It
It
was a beautiful
Let's just say, I
engine.
didn't know if I was done with the single player or what had happened.
Exactly. You go through the story and you don't even know if you finished it.
And it didn't feel any sense of accomplishment, and
Exactly.
so
I re-asked the question of what games you guys are hyped for.
okay.
Absolutely.
Battlefield. We'll step back to EA.
Okay.
They did Battlefield 1. They didn't really announce anything new, as in terms of a new game. They did announce I think their second major release. In the Name of the Tsar, which takes place in Russia, so you'll get all the World War I Russian stuff, night maps. There's supposedly
Sounds
8
cool.
new maps. I don't know how many new classes.
Now, I'm having a really hard time with this. I just can't remember for the life of me. Is that part of like a season pass? Is that DLC, paid DLC? I would assume.
Yes, it's paid DLC.
Okay.
I want to say there was a season pass. I own Battlefield 1. I didn't get it there. I know the most recent one was like a French one, but they release massive. It's kind of like what Destiny did and what
like a...
Division did, like giant.
What do they call those? I don't remember what they call them. Not like season passes or...
It's but you're releasing...
an expansion.
Yeah.
An expansion is like a vast...
And that's what they did,
extra.
like I said, you get new units like the French one, the recent one. Now you're getting the Russians, you're getting the maps. So you're getting what I feel is your money's worth as compared to Call of Duty. You usually get like 4 maps and 2 of them are zombies.
Yeah.
So
Say hello to King Ant 2003. Says, what's up, guys?
King Ant, what's up?
Okay, going
It is
back.
King Ant. Okay.
Yeah, King Ant. I never heard of King Ant.
like the
King Ant, did you just watch the Microsoft press conference? Because that's what we did, and it was awesome. I'm excited. Let us
Sure.
know what games you're excited about.
Share C posted a link, so I don't know if you want to. It's a Twitter, I think.
What is it?
A Twitter link. Oh, I don't
Mondu gave it an 8.5. I like
Oh.
it. Yeah, I agree.
That's good.
The Jacob says there's no Dragon Age this year or Fallout Elder Scrolls ECT. Or is that supposed to be etc.? Probably.
Etc.
They're releasing info this year for new multiplayer IP. And then he says COD WW2.
You're right. They didn't announce any Dragon Age, which surprised me a little bit.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised. That'll probably be next year. Fallout. I don't know.
We're not going to see anything with
for
Fallout for a while. There is rumors that they're going to be talking about Fallout VR later tonight at the Bethesda conference.
Elder
but
Scrolls,
that'll be as much, I think.
Aren't they doing something?
Elder Scrolls,
They have their
if there is
online.
anything,
They
it'll
just
be about
released-
the online.
They just released their Morrowind expansion.
Yes, which I heard lukewarm things about, unfortunately.
I hear lukewarm things about the thing.
Mandu says, do I need to say it? Dragon Ball Z, they are doing Marvel vs. Capcom
Capcom 3.
Yep.
Capcom 3 Dragon Ball Z characters all the world of fighting games need.
That's awesome. I'm really happy to see a new Dragon Ball Z game because I knew you'd
The
be
last
excited
two
about
have
that.
been fun. Xenoverse, I own both
I need to
those,
get back
but
into
they're like they're a big third world one. So going back to the side by sides can be a little funky.
Yeah,
King Ant says, what's up, guys? Yes, I did, and it was amazing.
All
yeah.
right.
I mean, I'm trying to think of like probably.
And what surprises me is they started with the Microsoft X, I should call it, not or Xbox X instead of Project Scorpio. They talked about it, then they said, "Here's all the games." They just basically,
Yeah.
here it is. Then they kind of little tease at the end how much it was, but it was just all about here is the 42 games that at minimum that we're just pumping out left and right, and
What I'm trying to think.
with over half of them technically being Xbox exclusive.
Yeah, one of my predictions was that they were going to open up with the Xbox One
I
Scorpio
did not expect
reveal.
that many games. Though.
But at the same time, I didn't like when I heard that they were doing over 90 minutes. I was like, wait, if they do Xbox Scorpio at the front, I mean, are they going to be able to fill
I think it
this?
was like 2 hours. I want to say.
Yeah, I
at
believe
least.
it was about 2 hours.
What is that?
Oh, we just got a follow from King Ant. Thank you for the
Pikachu.
follow, my good sir. Thank you for joining our awesome community.
that-
And just so you do know, we stream every Thursday and Friday at 8 p.m. Central Time. That being said, also, we'll be streaming every single press conference for E3. So catch us later tonight at 11 p.m. Central Time.
for Bethesda. I can.
I want to drop that schedule, but Mandu has it. And he's got a better link than I do.
I don't think I have the schedule of E3, but yeah, we'll be back, and then tomorrow we'll be back for what is it? Sony, I know, goes on later.
Tomorrow we have Ubisoft and then Sony.
Sony's later on, I believe. Sony's at like 7 or 8.
It's I don't remember. It's later. It's like 8
I have my
o'clock.
phone on me.
I did want to go ahead and say thank you. Mandu shouting up in the chat 499 hype.
I would say
that is awesome sauce, guys.
Congratulations.
Thank
to
you
my
so
friends
much.
Here.
We've been streaming for about a year and a half now. We have about 499 followers at the moment, and that's completely awesome. So thank you so much for joining us and being a part of this amazing community that has made this show.
We have so we have Bethesda tonight at, like you said, 11.
Yep.
We'll be streaming that. Then we have, I don't know what you're doing about the PC Gaming Show. That's at
PC Gaming Show,
12.
I don't believe we'll be streaming. I'll update you if we do end up streaming, or you'll see a thing. It's just going to depend.
Ubisoft, we have tomorrow at 3.
All right, at 3 p.m.
And then Sony comes on at 8.
I might have the wrong time on that. Make sure you do check that other
it's
link.
7 or 8, yeah. And then you have your all favorite Nintendo who likes to also go on their own day, and they'll be Tuesday.
Dang it!
But that one's going to be, as far as I know, that one's only that's like 30 minutes an hour.
Yeah.
I'm trying to see if here's the schedule right here. It says, yes, Ubisoft is at 3, and Sony is at 8. So, yeah, it's
Awesome.
9 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time and 6 p.m. Pacific Daylight Time, so we're going to be at 8. So, and roughly most of these are going to be 90 minutes for the major ones.
Yeah.
Mr. Joe says, I need to unfollow so I can refollow at 499
I don't think it works that way.
I
don't think it's going to work that way. You're going to drop us to 498 and then back to 499.
So let's do this. If you had to, and do it in chat as well, if you had to grade, if you watch the EAs, let's go to EAs first.
Sure.
If you had to grade it on a scale of 1 to, what do you want? Do 1 to 5, 1 to 10?
I like 1 to 5 scales.
Okay, 1 to 5.
You can use a point value in between. I'll let it slide.
Okay, so what would you say for EA?
EA gets in my opinion, a 2.5 at most. Like Battlefront 2 meant a lot to me. The sports games might have meant a lot to a lot of other people, but at the same time, they really didn't have much to show. And I wonder if that was the telling point as to why they went on Saturday before any of the EA or any of the
And
E3
they didn't even
press
call
conferences
it.
typically
They
go.
didn't call it a press conference or a brief.
No,
It's
yeah.
that EA Play.
This is EA Play, which they did branch off. What? Yes, last year.
Yeah,
year
they
before,
did. They
or-
did it last year. I'm not sure what. I mean, they don't have a big lineup. I mean, I think they're betting a lot on obviously Anthem and Battlefront, which understandably, and then their sports games are going to sell. So they're a very soft year for EA. I'd say a 2, 1.5 or a 2, only because of Battlefront and Anthem.
Jeez, that is a harsh low.
Hey, well, and
it's their fault for
for
not
me,
showing
yeah, and
Anthem.
like I
Like,
said-
it would have been so much better if they had Anthem there.
Even then, I don't have a problem with them giving it to Microsoft.
Oh, absolutely not. But just as the press
Yeah,
conference,
absolutely.
it might have been a mistake.
Okay, the Jacob says, good job, guys.
Thank you.
Aunt said, I'm tuning in with you guys. And
Yes.
thank you for streaming, LOL.
Absolutely.
And Mandu says, EA 6.5 out of 10. The Jacob says 2 out of 5.
For EA, I assume.
Yep.
Yeah.
Sheriff C says 3 out of 5 for EA. But Xbox 4.5 out of 5.
Wow.
The Jacob says, well, the missed high five, 2.5 out of 5. And then Sheriff C, I like Battlefront Anthem and Battlefront 1.
Battlefield 1.
Battlefield 1. And Mr. Joe says, didn't they just do a video made of clips of some player joining a soccer team and was like, oh, by the way, FIFA 2018 question mark.
Yeah.
I'm all caught up.
So that pretty much sums it up. So yeah, EA didn't do very well.
Yeah, EA was a little rocky. How about Microsoft? What did you want to grade that one?
Man, I expected it to be like a 5 or a 4, but it came out and I'd say easily 8.5, 9.
Out of 10.
I don't even know. I can't really say. I really
Should we just
see-
go to a 10-point scale?
I don't
Like, I'm
even-
trying really
My
hard
bad.
here.
Yeah, it could be a 4. I mean, I don't really know where to exactly.
In my
fault
opinion,
them,
a solid
though.
4.
I
Absolutely.
don't really, there wasn't really anything to fault them on.
I think it's just as much as what I saw, I did want to see some of their bigger franchises as well. We did not get even a remote tease of a new Halo, and that's fine. That's up to
They did
Microsoft.
Halo Wars, so that's probably why.
How's about this? For not showing a super major franchise like Halo or Gears of War or something like that, solid 4 for sure.
Yeah, they have Forza, which is really their only major solid title that immediately comes to mind. But 42 games. There was that montage. We did not, unfortunately, catch all of them because they were going faster than we could
Those games
type.
are going really quick.
There
There's a few I was excited
There was a
about.
good chunk in there. I know the Mars one, I believe, is on the Xbox
What was
store.
it
It's
called?
like-
Escape Mars?
No, it's Life on Mars. It's something like that.
I want to play that game
You
so
should be able
bad.
to go to the Xbox store.
Is
A
it
lot of
on
these are-
Steam like already? Because I know a
think
lot of
it's
those games
on
are
the
on Steam.
Xbox store, like in the pre-alpha thing.
If it's there, I would love to just grab it and play it. It
Did
looked
they-
really cool. I want to have like a little community simulator. Yes, please.
So what we could try to do is find the montage and maybe kind of pause it and try to get you a list of games.
Yeah.
Or do what we can to.
King Rant, I'm sorry, Mike.
No, you're fine.
No, go ahead.
King Rant said, I have an Xbox One. Would it make a big difference if I bought the One X?
So, from what I'm hearing, it sounds like the games are going to look a lot better, even in 1080p. If you don't have a 4K TV running an Xbox Scorpio X, but in my opinion, I don't know if I was sold in that department. If I don't have a 4K TV, I don't know if I would get enough value out of it to pay for it. If you didn't have an Xbox One, maybe.
Okay.
But
But the fact that it's compatible,
oh no, my Xbox One's compatible too.
not with my Xbox games.
Yes,
Yeah,
it will
is.
be.
Yeah.
Just like
Oh,
mine will
even
too.
those two?
Yes, exactly.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, so my Xbox One will also have original Xbox
So if you
game
if you
support.
do not have an Xbox, I would suggest I mean, you can get the Slim for a decent price, or you can just go and get the X. I think that would be smart. If you have a 4K TV and you love your graphics, I'd recommend getting the X. Now, I've been one to, whenever consoles release, such as the Xbox, I always go and pre-order them, and I get the main editions.
Yeah.
I never go and get the Slims. I've never needed
yeah,
to.
we're typically
I
right on
re-
top
I
of
re-
that market.
Which kind of stinks because they usually up the memory in them.
Yep.
And they make their nice editions, but it is what it is. With it being basically just, it seems like it's just another. I'm not saying I don't call it another console, but it's like a part of the family. They showed the Xbox.
It's part
One,
of the Xbox One
the
umbrella of
Slim.
consoles.
As of right now, as it stands, can I get $500 to buy this? And then I don't even have 4K TV.
You know, based
I
on
think
what
that's
I'm
my
seeing,
biggest problem.
based on what I can see with the consoles, okay, if you have a 4K TV and do not have an Xbox One, I would totally buy the Xbox One X. Definitely. If I don't have a 4K TV and I'm not about to invest in one, I would totally buy the Xbox One S. I have an OG. I have the OG Xbox One.
The day one style. Yeah.
The jokes aren't a lie when they say this thing's heavy.
I
I have the OG Xbox One, and I do get a little flustered when it does have frame rate drops and that. It's not like a big deal, and I love my Xbox One. But at the same time, if I had to choose and I didn't have an Xbox One, I would buy an Xbox One S in a heartbeat.
S or X.
If I had a 4K TV, I would totally buy an Xbox One X. I would love to get 4K gaming. I really love video games, and I mean, I'm quite a passionate gamer myself. So I would be one of those weird people who would probably, maybe not weird people, but one of those hardcore people who would go out, buy an awesome console, hook it up to my 4K TV, and be like, yeah, 4K gaming?
And with
why not?
And with the way the world's going, with Blu-rays becoming 4K, and because they even talked about that. I think eventually down the line, I'll get a 4K TV. Depending on where we're at with consoles, it might get the X. I think it's one of those that the way the world is, eventually it's just going to be one of the things. It's a necessity for gamers that you get the X.
So I'm seeing some really good stuff dropped in chat here. Monty says the Xbox One X will only be able to offer better graphics and stable frame rates if you're not using a 4K TV at that point. Mr. Joe says, I want 4K gaming on my 4K TV, but faster processor and better load times is a perk too. And that's absolutely correct.
Yes.
And that's not something I did mention. It does load games faster. Now, I do have an OG Xbox, and some games, such as a Battlefield game or a Battlefront game, do take a long time to load. I don't know how much faster that'll be on Scorpio. I assume it'll be a lot faster. But
you still have to download them. I would assume, like, you have to download every game.
Yes,
I don't get that.
That is a feature. That's actually a limitation based on discs. So it's the inability to read the disc at a fast enough rate.
Okay.
So all games nowadays have to be installed to the hard drive, and that's because discs are getting outdated.
I don't know if they even mentioned the hard drive.
No, I don't think they mentioned the hard drive.
They talked about the technical specs, and that it has I don't know gigahertz and all that stuff. I'm not tech enough with that, but I know when you say you have to have like a liquid cool. This thing's gonna be a beast. Yeah,
I'm like, oh my.
And that they named a part after a guy who figured out how to
do it. Yeah,
then
that's awesome.
Absolutely. So,
King Ant in chat, he said, so saving my money is the best choice. I have an OG Xbox One and a 1080p TV, and if you're not about to upgrade to that 4K, I totally agree. Like I don't have a problem with my OG Xbox at all.
It's one of those. I mean, if you have a list of games, your money's going to be better suited going and getting more for your library, for your Xbox, your other consoles that you may own, and eventually down the line saying, hey, maybe I want a 4K TV, I'll put away and start stashing money that way.
Yeah.
But as of right now, I'd rather get Battlefront and all the games they showed me, because that's rather than fork out $500 for an Xbox X and then have to find another couple hundred
at
minimum.
At least 500 minimum for a 4K TV. Yeah.
So I'm, whereas I can spend all that money on games and stuff like that. So
Mr. Joe says, oh my gosh, I sit there forever waiting for Fallout 4 to load. Fallout 4, just like Skyrim, has big load screens. They do take a while sometimes. Monty says, to hold 4K textures and patches, the Xbox One X should have at least a 2 terabyte hard drive. I hope. Let's hope. I'll assume yes.
They didn't say anything about that.
No, they didn't. They didn't talk about the actual.
I was playing something the other day, and I can't remember what it was. It might have been Skyrim, Mass Effect. I can't remember. And I got mad when I went into somewhere and it loaded. I'm like, why do you have to load? I yelled at the TV. I'm like, there's no point in loading. I went through a door or something simple that shouldn't have loaded that long. But yeah,
games are getting a lot more, or consoles are getting more powerful and that kind of thing. And I know one of those funny different load things that I kind of brings up in my mind when I was playing Breath of the Wild. The only time there's a load screen in that game is when you're entering a shrine.
Yeah.
And I thought that was really cool because, like, the overworld, it does have this seamless environment where you don't have to worry about it. You do just casually, it loads itself.
And I get the load times because you're opening that world and then you don't have to worry about them. It's just when, like everyone says, in those certain moments, you're sitting there and you're watching a little load bar, and you don't know what's possibly loading that you Come
Yeah.
on, I've done it. So
King Ant says thanks. He says, I agree. Thanks, guys. Plus, I wasn't really planning on getting it anytime soon. And yeah, and at that point, as 4K TVs continue to drop in price, they'll become more affordable, and making that jump won't be so painful on your wallet. So yeah.
So yeah, I think maybe this time next year is when you should. I would say, depending on your how do I put this? Your preference of game. If you want to go out and get all the newest stuff.
It seems like most of these 4K games are going to be releasing late this year, late next year.
Yeah, so I feel like
anyway.
this time next year, maybe there's a sale that'll go on. Usually Xbox and stuff will make the sales the following year. 4K TVs are being pumped out more often now.
Sheriff C says, all right, see you guys at Ubisoft later. Bye. Have a wonderful
Yes,
night.
see
Just,
you
we are
soon.
streaming Bethesda's later tonight. Ubisoft is tomorrow, for the record.
Didn't they say the accessories were also?
Yes,
I
so
didn't know if we said that.
that's one of my favorite parts about, they have the Xbox One X and the Xbox One
making
S
it
and the
worth
OG Xbox One. All the accessories are cross-compatible in that regard, and I do like that. I'm happy they didn't come out with a Scorpio controller.
So maybe you can just Connect, just switch over.
I assume the Kinect
like
would
that.
just work.
They're
Yeah.
trying to make it though where it's like you can buy it and still have everything you had, so it's like
Well,
less
plus
money.
Microsoft has their giant
There you go. Sheriff C says I'm at Bethesda, by the way. Whoops.
you can create your own Xbox controller.
Yes, which
I've
I
never.
did. Can you grab my controller?
You did that?
Yeah.
I'm talking about ordering it.
Nope, nope, not that way.
I'm talking about ordering it.
I did.
You ordered one of those?
Nick got this as a Christmas present for me. He got me a code to make my own. No,
That's not it. That's the one I want.
Well, with my name on it.
This is it.
I like the white one.
Did you see me look at it like what?
So, for example, this is a whoop.
You went and bought? I did not. Those are expensive.
Yeah, so go ahead and check that out. This is one that I customly made at the Xbox One or the
You
Xbox
can find
website.
them on also the Xbox homepage. Usually has some sort of a link to
They'll
it.
have a link right away.
And there's like a bajillion options and it's
So I made one here. I actually have my gamer tag
that
right
is
there.
fantastic. I see that.
This is the controller I made. Very cool, and I love that they did that with their accessories. But I guess off the point, we'll talk about that another time. But today, I am very excited with what Microsoft did show off.
It kind of made up for E3 or EA. My bad.
King Ant says there's rumors of an Xbox One S Plus. Or an Xbox One S Plus. I hear a while. What do you think on that?
Do what?
The rumors of an Xbox One S Plus.
I haven't heard.
I don't know. I haven't heard any rumors about that.
Says didn't know if really or not, but I wanted to hear some other thoughts if it is real.
From what I've heard, I have not heard about a new Xbox One S Plus. I
one
think
would
that would
be,
be an odd choice at this point.
I think it'd be more like a package deal. So get the console and get this game or that game, like they did with Gears of War and all that stuff.
You'll have
They
to
did
give
a
me more
holiday
detail.
bundle.
If you're talking about like a souped up version of the Xbox One S, maybe they're going to adapt it again and ship it out as the new Xbox One S model or something like that.
Or more like a package, like you're gonna get these games type of thing. That's what I would expect. But
Yeah, it sounds like a bundle deal, to be honest. But I am going to go out on a limb and say I doubt it, only because we do have the OG Xbox One, which I assume is off the market at this point-ish.
probably find
The
somewhere.
Xbox One S is a fantastic console from what I've heard, and I'm not sure if you need to upgrade it at all. If you do need to upgrade it, you might as well just get the Xbox One X.
yeah, so I mean you've got three options there.
Till Radeon says, nice controller, jealous. I do love it. I made it myself. Those are my colors.
But yeah, so many games. I mean, like I
See
said,
the other thing?
you can probably find a list. We've done what we could creating a list, and a lot of them are either this year, late this year, or early next year, which will be fantastic. Because I mean, I have a lot of Xbox One games, but then there's still the times where I'm like, okay, I've beaten that, I've played that. Don't necessarily want to play that type
Yeah.
of thing. So,
I'm having that problem where my back catalog's getting big. I'm trying to think of any other games we might have not have talked about. What did you think about Sea of Thieves?
I love Thieves.
This is the second time I've seen it.
It's like the second or third year. I think it's like the third year it's been on
Yeah.
E3.
I
And they showed it last year. I wanted it last year.
I love saying it every single time.
Yes.
I'm a complete idiot. for not playing the closed alpha of that game. Like I really want to play that game. I'm so worried I'm not gonna have anyone to play with. Now I am hearing that Mr. Joe might be interested. Maybe we could form a posse, guys. But just being able to have a crew at any given time, or finding time to actually get with your
That would
crew
be fun.
all at the same time. I'm really excited about that game. It seems like it's gonna be a lot of fun. It looks really good.
That's the top of my list one.
That one, and for me, Super Lucky's Tale.
Super Lucky's Tale.
That's my top.
I don't know what I'm going to do about Cuphead. Crackdown 3 I'm really excited about.
Assassin's Creed.
Assassin's Creed looks really good. I'm definitely not going to play it. I might rent it.
I will
I don't know. We'll
definitely
see.
be buying it.
I know you're going to be all over that.
That one of your list is wrong.
Which one?
Which one?
That it's not the 4.4. It was, I think it ended up being like Ashen or something.
Oh.
Oh, yeah,
It was
yeah,
the company, 'cause I did
some
the same
game called
thing.
Ashen, which looked really cool.
That was that the one with they didn't have faces?
Yes. I think so.
No,
I'm
that was Light and Dark. I don't know.
I
You
don't
have
know.
you have the dwarf miners that look pretty
The
funny.
Dwarf Mining game looked really fun.
What
I
the
was
heck?
excited
I can't
about
remember
that.
the name of it. They were going by so fast.
Darkness or
Deep Darkness?
Deep
Was that
Darkness or
Deep
something.
Darkness Galactic?
Darkness Deep. I don't know.
That was Deep Darkness Galactic. It looked.
Oh,
it
yeah,
looked
you're
funny. Yeah, well, I think we've covered most of them.
It's
That
gonna be a good Christmas.
Let's see. Mr. Joe says they would have to have said something about the S Plus now. No way they would do a second S with an X with the X launch as well. I kind of agree. Monty says the new Dragon Ball Z game runs on the Unreal Engine 4. Expect some Nintendo Switch hopes and the dream to start to run on the internet. Some Nintendo Switch hopes and dreams to start running on the internet. Yeah, we'll see. King Ant says, I said the same, but there are some rumors. Yeah, with the Xbox One and S Plus. He said, you guys waiting on some Halo. I would love to see Halo again. That being said, I have not respected the series enough. I have played basically every Halo game, main series Halo game. But at the same time,
play Halo 4. Did you beat Halo 5?
Oh, when I said played, I didn't mean I beat them, and that's my biggest problem. Is I haven't been respecting the series enough. I've been playing them online, which I do enjoy. So I always love some Halo online. I was a little sad that I didn't see it at E3, but at the same time, I respect their decision. It needs
It's
a
only
break.
been a year or two, and they had Halo Wars just this past year. So I think that's why they're doing it, is they're giving it another year.
Mr. Joe says, "Oh, I will play some Pirates with you." Wizard and I will probably have the same wish list from what we saw today. LOL. That's probably true.
Who owns Rockstar? What would they fall under? You got
Rockstar is its
like
own
Red
thing.
Dead.
Yeah, Red Dead. All
What
those are
is it,
Rockstar.
Sony or
Oh God, no. It's owned by 2K Games.
They don't
2K
have
is
press
their own
conference.
publisher. They don't do the press conference anymore. I think they did in the past, but they haven't done it. They don't have to. The amount of money they made on like GTA 5 or any of their other games, they don't. They go to their own tune. They dance to their own tune.
Mandu says, heads up everyone, Payday 2 is free on Steam.
Really? Which Payday 2 is coming out on the Nintendo Switch as well. Now, is this a temporary freeness, or should everybody race over to Steam and go download that?
probably rates over to Steam.
I wonder if it's a free weekend, or...
Del Radiant says, looking forward to Assassin's Creed game. Been hooked on the game since the first one.
Yes,
Yeah.
absolutely. And I love ancient cultures and ancient Egypt. It's going to be fun.
Yeah.
I love their new logo. I love it.
It looked... Yeah, the logo seems like it was seamless. It was perfect in that regards.
You have your Assassin's Creed logo mixed with the Eye of Horus, so that's going to be fun.
All right, well, I think we've covered up we covered Microsoft's press conference up to this point. I do want to thank you guys so much for joining us. We will be coming back on live later tonight at 11 p.m. Central Time for Bethesda's stream. I'm not sure how long this discussion after will be, but I am very excited to see what they have to offer. Now, we do stream at every Thursday and Friday at 8 p.m. Central Time, including every press conference for this E3. So, yeah, join us for that. Join us for more of the discussions, and we would love to hear what you guys are excited to see at E3 and what you're excited about. So join us later tonight for Bethesda's, 11 p.m. Central Time.
Yes.
Yeah. I'm happy with
I don't know what they're going to throw out there, but it's
I
gonna be...
I don't know, but I'm very excited. I'm very
Go
excited.
ahead and go through chat and then we'll get off.
All right, let me catch up with chat, and then we'll go and head off. So thank you so much for joining us.
I don't know where you left off.
King Ant says, I haven't been on Steam in months. I enjoy consoles better, and I'm one of those people as well. While I respect Steam and PC gaming in general, There's a big draw for console gaming.
I try to alternate.
You play
I
Steam
have,
a lot
I
more
have
than
like
I do.
over 100, 150 games on Steam. So
See, you got like one goddamn laptop. One laptop, and it can play like all sorts of stuff on Steam, and I'm sitting here just tortured. I need to buy a graphics card, even a cheap one.
I don't need. I gotta. My brother helped me pick it out because I don't know anything about the graphics.
And it works
so
great. And
it does.
I'm jealous. I can't play half the
And I
games.
try to keep it that way. So what else we got?
Let me see. Mr. Joe says it Miss Wizard. Oh yes, same here. I stink at doing button combos for fighting games. I stink at aiming for shooter games. LOL. Platformers for us. That's perfect. Del Radiant says, I wish I could watch Bethesda, but it's 5 a.m. here. I'm so sorry, Del Radiant. You have a wonderful night. Or morning? I'm sorry,
yeah.
morning? Start your
Monday
day or
morning.
get some sleep.
It's
I don't
a
know.
Monday morning.
It's a Monday morning. Please tell me you don't work today. Or you're already done working.
At 5 a.m. No, it will be.
I don't know if he works the night shift and he just got home. I don't know.
Yeah, I hope Bethesda, for all you guys that are going to be, especially late, for all of us, this will be late night, early morning. I really hope
Absolutely.
it's worth it.
I hope
I
so
don't
too.
think so.
Bethesda,
I don't think
come on
so,
out
but
and
we'll
make
see.
our night worth it, because Microsoft, pretty tough to follow.
I don't think they're going to. I'm bad. It's going to be a bad press
I was
conference.
gonna say, just go take a nap.
That's my prediction. Bethesda's going to be low on the bar.
Exactly. All right, thank you so much. Have a wonderful
Thank
evening.
you.
We'll see you later.
Yes, we will.